Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Be more concerned about a woman's emotional attachments. Be more concerned about that, fellas. Because I'm going to tell you what. See, a lot of guys get caught up in a woman's sex count and stuff. And they think, well, she's had sex with 20 men. For some men, she's had sex with 3 men, that's high for them and whatever. And they're more concerned about the physical count. I'm gonna tell you something now. Don't worry about that. Worry more about her emotional attachments. Because once a man has a woman emotionally, he can have her for life. When she's attached emotionally, see, here's the thing, and here's a big mistake, a very big mistake men make. In fact, a woman broke this down to me, a woman I was actually having sex with. This was an actual girlfriend, because I never forget what she said. She looked me dead in the eye and said it. This after we, been together for a little bit, had sex, and I said something about a woman's emotional attachment because she had sex with a guy. And she said, Rom, you need to get out there more. This was when I was in my 20s, and she was an older woman. She was not that much older, maybe about 4 years older than me, right? But she told me, she said, no, you need to get out there. Women don't have to be emotionally attached to have sex with a man. See, a lot of guys are caught up in that, they caught up in what the woman has done before because they think, oh, wow, the man got her, or all these men are messing with her emotions. No, not really. Outside the imprint, and that's some deeper stuff, which is the first 2 or 3 men she's had sex with. I always say 3 just to cover it, right? Outside of that, and a woman can have sex and she got 0 emotional attachment. See, one thing, men out here don't realize how easily women can have sex. In fact, I'm gonna shout out Cousin T-Tall. Cousin T-Tall. This dude is a professional seducer. He was a former male exotic dancer, trains male exotic dancers. And I never forget what he said. This is from a position of expertise. Sex is like a handshake for most women. Let me say that again. It's like a handshake. I think most men, any man who's really dealt with a lot of women, had sex with multiple women. I'm gonna say a minimum 20, which is a lot, since the average man out here will have sex with 7 women in his lifetime. That he doesn't have to pay for. I don't count tricking. If you pay him for it, I don't count that. But like 7 women at best. That's the average, right? So they don't know. But if you deal with enough women, some women, they might have had just sex with you. They were bored that night, nothing else to do. They wanted that good itch. In fact, I've talked about that before in a video, or one of my top videos, the 5 types of sex women will have. Now, I put the transactional sex in there, and the relationship sex, and of course the lust sex. But in the pity sex, you could say there's some emotion there, but that's also rare. But I say it's something to do sex. That was one of the ones. Sometimes women just need something to do. They bored, nothing else to do. They would rather have a warm body on top of them, under them, or behind them, whatever position, than a dildo. It's like a handshake. It's not a big deal. In fact, a lot of women, if you talk about even the transactional stuff, they don't have any emotion behind that. They don't have it, like acculturated prostitutes. They don't care about that dude. It's a trade. They figure they can have that guy inside of there for 10 minutes. They ain't not emotionally attached. When you talk about acculturated prostitutes, or as the Honorable Pimp God calls them, acceptable hoes. Like when a woman go out to dinner with a guy and he treats her, he does all this stuff, and she give him some, she ain't emotionally attached. It's just a reward for her. In fact, some women, and I've heard more than a couple of women say, sometimes even when they have a boyfriend, they're not really emotionally attached. Some women are in a relationship because society says they need to be in one. They need to look good for friends and family. But, they might just say, yeah, they have sex with a guy. It's just like, oh, they just laying there letting him do his business. They don't have no emotion in it. They might be looking up in the ceiling or something. So even in relationships, there might not be an emotional attachment. There's a big difference. See, understand that. If you understand that, you understand a lot. Now, I was saying be more concerned about her past emotional attachments. Like the sex, oh yeah, I don't care who she did with, what her number is, how long she stayed with them. Don't be concerned about that. Because see, first of all, the sex thing could have been bad. Just because a woman had sex don't mean she felt good, had an orgasm. You know, a large percentage of women don't have orgasms. All right, you got that. So, but they not, even then, don't worry about it. Okay, she had the sex. Like I said, it's nothing for many women, especially under the circumstances. But when a man touches a woman's heart emotionally, like really get into her mind and stuff, that's what you need. If you're dealing with a woman, okay, say you meet a woman, y'all clicking everything, don't ask her account. Because one, she's either going to tell you the truth, which you ain't going to like, or she's going to lie, which you're going to come to later on, you're going to find out you don't like. You ain't going to know. Because let me jump on that real quick. Women, they only count significant stuff. They ain't going to tell you everything. They ain't going to tell you that one night stand they had. Women don't tell you that one night stand, or you know, they don't tell you about that situation. They would just happen to be there, and everybody, you know, they could have been with a group of women and stuff, and they grab a man and they stroking him. That happens, you know, that happens. I've had several women tell me that, several, you know, so you know what, whatever about that. But that man that they have an emotional connection to, like they still thinking about. They broke up years ago. She's still thinking about him. You know, she could be out and she could be having fun with you, all of that, and she smell the same type of cologne he used to wear. All of a sudden, emotions triggered. You know, somebody just look like him. Emotions triggered. Everything. She might have like that diary or something that she locked up. You know, she got that stuff written in a diary. She got that shit locked up. You'll never see it. She still got that emotional connection. That's what you need to be concerned with. In fact, here's how deep it is. She might not even, on some level, she might not even like the guy anymore. She could be mad at him for some shit she did, for some shit he did. Like he dogged her out, even abused her. But here's a problem with that. If she's still mad at him, that's the emotional thing. See, here's the thing. If you get a woman thinking about you on any level, even if a woman say, I hate you, that's emotion. She's thinking about you. The only time that, even if you dealing with a woman, if she says she just don't care, like she's indifferent, okay. Well, one, if you hear it, yeah, shit's over. But if you, like, say you get under a lie detector and talk about find out every single man she's dealt with, every single man she had sex with, and ask her a simple question: how you feel about him emotionally? Now, if she said, well, you know, I'm mad at him, pissed at him, still that connection. You got to deal with it. There's a thin line between love and hate. Now, if she say, I don't really care, and the lie detector, like, she's telling the truth, okay, she's cleared of that. Like, if you're dealing with a woman, like, say you meet a woman, like I said, here's a general thing. You meet a woman, she's good. I mean, she's good for you. She's supportive. She is in submission to your mission. She is willing to, she wants to be the commercial to your program. She looks you in the eye and say, you know what, I see all the stuff you're doing. What can I do to help? She wants to be a help meet. She's there. Submission. She part of the program. She look you dead in the eye and say, you know what, I want to have your babies. I want to do whatever. She ain't giving you no problem. And she makes you a plate. She makes you a plate. She doing all that stuff because she genuinely has feelings for you. Shoot, you get her emotionally. You getting her emotionally. But here's the thing. We can have emotional feelings for multiple people. That's men and women, really. So that woman, she could genuinely have an emotional feeling to that guy in the past, even though he fucked her over. She's not over that situation. In fact, I've told women, because I've said before, about a third of my consultation clients are women. And it's usually over some guy. And I say, and, you know, they might break up from a guy. I say, look, you need to like take some, don't jump in another relationship. You need to take some time, get over that guy. You need to clear your emotions of them. Women don't. They can hold on to that emotion for years. That's why you get some situations. Seriously, this is why you get some situations. Say a woman dealt with a guy when she was real young. When she was real young, right? And, you know, this guy he just got her emotionally. I mean, got her thinking, and I don't care what the emotion is. It could have been just fun. It could have been hatred, something, but he got her emotionally. Okay, she get away from, you know, go through some stuff, finally meet that guy, that other guy. And she got some emotional feelings for him, but that other guy's still in the background. She could marry the new guy, marry the new guy, look him dead in the eye, and even under a lie detector say she's in love with him and all of that. Know this guy is perfect for her and everything, right? But then as they go through the years, you know, stuff changes and everything. And, you know, they might even get to the point of divorce. It can happen, even in situations where there was genuine love. Stuff happens. There's circumstances. There's a lot that go into a relationship, right? Now say, okay, she's older. She might have a couple kids, even some grown kids. That guy she still got that attachment to, somehow they run into each other. Boom. Everything sparked again, you know? Everything sparked again. You know, and in fact, I've talked about this before. I used the term ghost. A lot of women have a ghost. One of the things, if you serious about now, if you just want just to have that woman just for some fun shit, you know, just a good time. Hell, it might even be in your best interest she got some ghosts, because then she ain't gonna be pressed about you. If you pump, like, it's funny guys talk about pump and dump, but then get mad if the woman had some past men. Shit, if all you want to do is pump and dump, you want some other men to be in there. You want to still hooked on somebody, because then she ain't gonna bother you as much. Yeah, one of the few times I give some cold-blooded game. One of the few times, but it's the truth. It's the truth. You want that. But if you serious about that woman, oh, you need to know about that ghost. You need to know about it. You need to know about it, because trust me, it'll pop up. Now, it'll be tough, because usually, you know, the woman might hide all indication about it. And I'm going to tell you how deep it could be. If there's an emotional connection, she might not have lost contact with that guy. She might not have lost contact with that guy. I've talked to a lot of, where I live, I know a lot of married women. And I get them to talking, because I'm good at that. I'm good at that. That's how I can get stuff out of women. You know, I just let them talk. You know, I don't judge what they say. But there's a lot of women got that one guy they're still emotionally pressed about. I say, wait a minute, you got kids with this other guy. Y'all look happy when y'all actually get still that emotional connection. And it ain't even about the sex. Because like I said, women can have sex with a guy and there's no emotional connection. They could fuck 30 guys and only had an emotional connection with one of them. In fact, they could fuck 30 guys and have an emotional connection with a guy she wanted to fuck, but for whatever reason, he didn't want to fuck her. That's how deep it is. So you need to be concerned about any ghosts, any emotional attachments, because they don't go away. They don't go away. Well, they don't go away easily. They can go away. But if that woman is indifferent to a particular man in her past, that's what you want. If you're trying to do a long-term relationship. Like I said, if you short-term, whatever, hey, you want to still hooked. That way it's easy to roll from her. But you meet this woman and you want something from her. You need to know. And seriously, I might have to sit down and have that conversation. See, with us, we don't get as hooked. We don't get as hooked emotionally. See, because we used to moving around. But women, once they got their emotional connection, it takes a lot. I mean, that dude pretty much had to beat the shit out of her, put a gun to her head, abuse her, and she still might have that connection. But always find out. Now, just to be clear, different women, some women, they will get over it quick. The more sensible women, or some women that may have done some work or serious therapy. But a whole lot of them have that connection. When you deal with that woman, don't worry about how many dicks been in her. Don't worry about it, because she ain't gonna get hooked on every single man. But be concerned about that emotional connection. And like I said, you could have a situation, she wanted that guy emotionally so bad or had such a connection, he might not even have sex with her because he got her heart. And just in general, if you can truly get a woman's heart, hey, you win like Flynn. I don't care what happened. You know, once a man has a woman's heart, she don't quite leave him emotionally or spiritually. She might leave him physically, but she's still thinking about him. Because that situation I was about to get into earlier, you know, the woman had a good guy and everything, you know, but they, you know, something happens, she'll go back to a guy she had years ago. There's a lot of situations I've seen of that. Indeed, some women might stay married to the guy, but when you get them privately, they'll say, you know what, I wish I had hooked up with that guy. Or I wish I had stayed with him. So be concerned about the emotional attachments. All right. So anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.